Welcome to the 2026 Preseason NCAA Men's Lacrosse Rules and Officiating video. This presentation contains points of emphasis and officiating guidance through the use of numerous video examples that have been selected to illustrate and enhance the understanding of the rules for officials, coaches, and student athletes. Please note that there was no intent to embarrass any institution, coach, student athlete, or official with the selection of these clips. This video is intended to educate and prepare the men's lacrosse community for the upcoming season. The Rules Committee believes the rules changes over the past several years have resulted in the game being in a very good place. As such, during this non-rules change cycle, no major changes to the playing rules were recommended for the 2026 season. However, the committee reiterated several items for the points of emphasis. The most important relates to sportsmanship, especially sideline misconduct. Officials will be instructed to pay strict attention to coaches or players who leave the sideline area for any reason other than those situations that allow them to legally do so. Coaches are reminded to stay within their coaches' areas. If observed outside of the coaches' area, including on the field of play, the result will be a penalty. The only exception during live play is to gain the official's attention when attempting to call a timeout. Players are reminded to remain on the sidelines and in their bench areas during live ball play and for post-goal celebrations. Officials have been instructed to call the necessary penalty for unsportsmanlike celebrations. Here are examples showing team players too close to the field during live play. As a reminder, only players serving penalty time or players ready to substitute on the fly are allowed in the substitution area. All players not in the game should be located in the bench area, which is clearly marked behind the coach's area box. Post-goal celebrations are appropriate and allowed. However, officials have been instructed to call the necessary penalty if unsportsmanlike celebrations are observed. As a reminder, both head coaches must certify at the pre-game meeting with game officials that their players are properly equipped. In addition, players are required to wear their equipment as designed. This is true for goalkeepers as well as field players. These are examples of both. These are examples of equipment not being worn properly. Players are reminded to properly secure helmets as designed. Loss of a helmet within the scrimmage area during live play results in an immediate whistle. In addition, that player must leave the field of play. Over the past several seasons, the 10-man ride has become an exciting development in men's lacrosse. Teams clearing the ball have faced challenges when attempting to clear within the allotted 20 seconds, which has resulted in creative ways to shoot at an open goal from greater distances. The following plays are examples of officials correctly determining a shot or no shot. Per rule, a shot is defined as a ball thrown or kicked at the goal with the intent of scoring and released at or above the goal line extended, as judged by an official. The shot clock has effectively addressed the flow of the game and the pace of play. The following are reminders for some of the rules regarding the shot clock. When the shot clock expires, resulting in a turnover, the ball shall be placed on the ground. Should a player throw the ball away after the shot clock expires, a penalty for delay of game will result. Here, the shot clock expires just as possession is gained by the team in gold. Even though the horn has sounded, the officials correctly signal for an 80-second reset and allow play to continue for the clearing team. Upon gaining possession of the ball, an 80-second shot clock shall start. The team in possession shall have the ball in its offensive half when the shot clock strikes 60 seconds. Failing to do so shall result in a turnover. Possession will be awarded to the opposing team at the spot where the ball was when play was suspended. Here, officials correctly reset the shot clock several times for both teams on a series of turnovers during a single possession. Once the ball has been advanced over the midfield line and the shot clock is at or under 60 seconds, the ball shall not return to the defensive half of the field through actions of the offensive team except on a valid shot. If this occurs, it is an over and back violation. The following two plays are not over and back violations and play continues. Defensive players may legally bat or deflect the ball with only their cross to keep it in the offensive half. As a reminder, on restarts when the ball goes out of bounds, the player who is awarded the ball shall be established in bounds prior to the official blowing the whistle to start play. The officials shall restart play as quickly as possible. The player cannot get a running start while out of bounds. The restart spot will be on the field of play 1 yard laterally from the out-of-bounds spot. At the substitution area, officials will take the necessary time to move the ball 5 yards from the sideline. Effective communication between officials and players prior to the face-off helps set the stage for an efficient face-off.
All right, Jackson, stay. Ready for me. Stay up. Down. Perfect. Set. All right, boys, down. Backhand. Straight up. Set. Down. Both of you go left and white. Blue, get your head out of neutral zone. Go left, white. Come on, keep going left, keep going, keep going, keep going. Left, left, left. Move your stick left. Set. Down. Go left, both of you. Left, left, left. Get your knee out and get your head out. Set.
The following are examples of face-off violations. In these instances, the violating player cannot participate in the next face-off. As a reminder, as the official says, down, the players shall move into their face-off positions quickly and together. This video shows the players not in compliance. As the player in white delays after the official says down, a player may not withhold the ball from play in any manner. After gaining control, the player in white clearly does not move the ball immediately. This is a violation, and the player in white will not be allowed to participate in the next face-off. As the ball has come out of the face-off area, the following are not face-off violations. In these instances, the face-off player may participate in the next face-off. Legal offensive screening and illegal offensive screening are both explained in the NCAA rules book. Due to both offensive and defensive creativity, there has been an increase in the numbers and types of plays involving multiple screens. This development will require continued monitoring for consistency. Contact is not necessarily a foul. In these examples, play was allowed to continue with no foul called on either team. In addition, there are plays where contact does not occur. These are examples of legal offensive screening. The following are examples of illegal picks where the offensive player has not established legal position at the time of contact. A player in possession of the ball may not use the free hand or arm to control the cross or body of their opponent. These are clips of warding off by the player in possession, as there is only one hand on the cross at the time of contact. There has been an increased rise in a defensive move called the crowbar, where defensive players, in particular short-stick defensive midfielders, use the force of their cross to obtain leverage into the side of the player in possession in an attempt to either bring the player in possession down or to dislodge the ball and/or stick. In many cases, this tactic is considered legal under current rules. However, it is only permissible if equal pressure is exerted and that pressure is quickly released. When the defender's actions involve holding, hooking, or pinning, as well as pressure that is prolonged and more than equal, it constitutes a hold or possibly a more substantial foul, such as a cross-check. It looks like the offensive player is warding off. However, the defender is attempting a check known as the crowbar, by hooking and lifting of the arm of the player in possession. Officials correctly allow play to continue as neither team has been disadvantaged. Here, the opposite occurs. The offensive player clamps down with the arm to hold the defender's cross, which results in a turnover. These are examples of good goals with little or no defensive contact. The offensive player avoids stepping into the crease until after the ball has passed the plane of the goal. These are examples where an offensive player steps on or into the crease prior to the ball crossing the plane of the goal, which disallows the goal. Legal or illegal defensive contact influences the way crease plays shall be officiated. Legal defensive contact, when no foul is called during the play, which propels the offensive player into the crease or goal mouth, will result in a goal scored to be disallowed. Illegal defensive contact, when a foul has been called, The result is the goal scored shall be allowed. If the illegal contact is late enough, the foul will be adjudicated as a dead ball foul. Personal fouls are those of a more serious nature. Illegal body checking, contact to the head and/or neck, slashing, tripping, unsportsmanlike conduct, and the use of an illegal cross or equipment. These fouls carry stiffer penalties of 1, 2, or 3 minutes or expulsion, depending upon the severity of the foul. Contact to the head and/or neck area is of serious concern. Officials are encouraged to throw flags when indirect, direct, or flagrant contact occurs, and penalize appropriately. If observed, this type of exchange between players will not be tolerated. Officials are instructed to penalize this as unsportsmanlike conduct. Video review is a permissible rule and has had an overall positive impact on the game over the past 2 seasons. Rules 433 through 436 cover the reviewable items and whether the initiation shall be from a coach or by an official. Please review these items to be familiar with them prior to the 2026 season. The first clips are examples of officials initiating a review for contact to the head and neck. The last examples are initiated with a coach's challenge.
Plays on white 27, contact to the head. We're going to take a look. White 27, white.
After further review, the call is upheld. The goal is good. Notre Dame is charged for the first time out and has no more challenges the rest of the second half.
He lands in the goal mouth. I'd be shocked if Sean Nadelin doesn't challenge this. You cannot land in the half circle in front of the crease.
He was in the mouth. It's going to be black ball with the 80.
This play demonstrates a good example of how a coach may throw a challenge flag to initiate a video review if he believes that an offensive player, whether in possession of the ball or not, has made contact with or landed in the crease before the ball crosses the goal line. This coach's challenge can only be initiated throughout the duration of the goal-scoring play, and all other applicable video review rules shall apply. As the increase in the use of video review continues to expand, the rules regarding video review are certain to evolve. Thanks for watching and good luck this season.